All right, good morning, everyone. It has been a while. Hey, Ziggy for the facts. Great to see you, my friend. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Hey, P. Barnes. Good to see you. Just give everyone a chance to come into the chat. Thank you, Gary. It's been a little bit rough these almost 2 weeks now, but it is what it is. Gonna try and have some fun today, though. So I have a few sovereign citizen videos lined up. I'm not sure if we're going to get to all of them, but there are two that I mainly want to take a look at today. And these videos you've probably already seen on other channels, but I haven't had a chance to react to them, so it should be fun taking a look at them. The first video we have is a sovereign citizen in court, and he earns himself a contempt of court charge. Hey, Ravenwingg. Hey, Liz D. Gary, I'm pretty sure I said hi to you, but hello again. Great to see everyone. I know I usually don't stream on Wednesdays, but it's been a while. In the mood to stream. So yeah, let me bring up this video. There we go. And as always, you should be able to hear the audio, but if for some reason you can't, let me know. And let's roll the video.
Mr. Lockhart. All right, this
Hey, Peter.
Let me see if it's an off trade here first. It has a note here on one of these tickets. Did you send a note to the court, Mr. Lockhart?
Yes, I did.
All right, what's did not accept your offer to contract and do not agree to these proceedings.
Already, we're only what, like 35 seconds into this video, already sovereign citizen nonsense. And, I don't want to contract with you. Like, they really think that, these magical words, well, they think they're magical. They really aren't. But they really think what they say actually works. Hey, Kacey. I'm doing all right. Today, so far, it's been a good day. Thank you for asking. I hope everyone is doing well as well.
All right, so what do you want to do?
I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion. I'd like to say for the record, my name is Jamil of the family Lockhart.
Let's get the record established. This is the city of Detroit versus Jamel Amir Lockhart. Case number SP 121-80611, SP 121-8072, counts 1 and counts 2. And this one's in warrant status. This is SX 378-29611. Appearance for the record, please, Counselor.
Rita White, House Counsel, on behalf of Mr. Jamil Lockhart.
All right, Mr. Lockhart.
No, no one is representing me on my behalf. I don't know.
At least he's not El Bay. Well, if he keeps going down this little rabbit hole, eventually I have a feeling he's going to be calling himself that. Yeah, Jamal of the family, insane. Hey, Darren, good to see you.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Lockhart.
Yeah, so I am Jamil of the family Lockhart, flesh and blood, living man, and attorney in fact for Jamil Lockhart and Regis Trust. I'm here by threat, duress, and coercion. I'm here making a special appearance. And I'm here to demand that the court prove jurisdiction.
He's demanding that the court proves to him jurisdiction. Well, like I've said this in the past, if you really thought the court didn't have any authority or any jurisdiction over you, you would have never shown up in the first place. It's the same thing during traffic stops with these sovereign citizens. They always complain that the officer doesn't have any jurisdiction. Well, if the officer didn't have jurisdiction, then why the hell did you pull over for the officer? Hey, the Celtic bastard. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Yep, same script, different day, basically. Just going through the chat. I don't trust the flesh and blood bit. We should poke him with a pointy stick to verify.
Over me as a live flesh and blood man. And I have submitted a challenge of jurisdiction, which needs to be addressed, and jurisdiction must be proven and proven on the record. I have also submitted a request for your anti-bribery statement, your registration statement.
Hold on.
Hey, Inquisitor Bacon. Great to see you.
Feedback. I think it's coming from their device. If everybody can mute themselves, hold on a second. I'm gonna mute everybody.
And in case you haven't seen this video yet, I believe this is a two-part video. I think this is either a hearing or arraignment, then there's another one. I believe. It's been a few weeks since I've seen this video, so could be wrong.
All right, I'll see if that works. Go ahead now.
Yeah, so as I said, I submitted a challenge of
Some reason
jurisdiction.
this is acting up. Hang on, I'm gonna refresh my page real quick. Hopefully that will fix it.
If everybody can mute themselves, hold on. All right, I'll see if that works. Go ahead now.
Yeah, so as I said, I submitted a challenge of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction must be proven and proven on the record. And then also I submitted
Hey, Lurkerone,
freedom of
great to see you.
information act request for your foreign registration statement and anti-bribery statement, as well as that of prosecutor. There is no contract. Every presentment that was made to me was formally rejected and sent back to the court, which is what you have a copy of, by my notary. I do have a live witness notary who can come in and testify to that fact. Given that there is no commercial contract, no commercial agreement, I fail to see how the court has jurisdiction. Furthermore, there's been no injured party, and no, there's been failure to state a claim.
The injured party
affidavit.
nonsense. What is it with these sovereign citizens that they can't realize that there are victimless crimes? Like, there doesn't need to be an injured party, as we all know.
So if someone can prove to me how.
I agree with that, Ravenwingg. I am not sure why
This statutory commercial court has some kind of jurisdiction over me as a live flesh and blood human being. I think we could start there.
Well, let's start here. You have a notice is not what you think notice should be. Notice is what is it's properly effectuated in the courtroom. And I'll certainly give you whatever hearing that you want if you file the proper motions and material to contest that. I'll give you an opportunity to be heard on that.
Hey, Tani, good to see you, my friend.
What I'm looking at is I have a proof of service.
There is no proof of service that was rejected and sent back to the court. You have a copy of that.
You're not even listening. You're not even gonna listen. I listen to what you said. Are you gonna listen to me?
I am listening to you. I'm just responding to you.
All right. So
Oh my God. I've never been to court, but I know for a fact it's a really bad idea to keep interrupting the judge. Like, this isn't going to end well for you, let me just say. Everyone in here in distance is an injured party. Just listening to his noise is actively experiencing brain injury. Yeah, it sounds a lot like the Mark Stevens script. Hey, Edward, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
why don't you listen before you start making statements?
Oh, you had paused. I
What
thought you were
it is
finished.
and what it isn't.
Well, go ahead.
Are you giving me permission to go ahead now too, right? All right.
I assumed you were done speaking.
Hey, Slide,
all right.
no worries,
Listen,
my friend.
I
Hope
have
you're doing well.
an envelope with certified mail. I don't know what, I believe the contents have been stapled to the envelope. It's got a proof of service effectuated by
Definitely not a good
Nyla
idea.
Corinne. Did place into the U.S. Mail Post Office located at 60 East Milwaukee Street, Detroit, Michigan 48202. All of the enclosed documents received from Jamal Lockhart on this Tuesday, 19th day of November 2019, and it purportedly signed by Nyla Corinne. All right. That's what I have a proof of service. I have another proof of service effectuated by the same person within the mailbox located at 14,200 East 8 Mile Road in Oak Park, Michigan. All the enclosed documents received from Jamal Lockhart on Monday, the 18th day of November 2019.
I definitely agree with you, Mickey. The internet, I mean, it's good. The internet is great, don't get me wrong, but it can be used for a lot of wrong and bad and misinformation, which is what these sovereign citizens fall for. And they see videos and read the articles, and it's because of people who post, those articles and videos of them getting away with the sovereign citizen stuff. That's the reason why sovereign citizens fall down this rabbit hole.
And what's in these documents, it appears to be a court it appears to be part of register of action. I have a signed complaint here, signed by Officer Randy Randolph on 11/19/2019.
Is he here today?
And we can get him in here. Today is only date and time is set for a arraignment. So
Hey, Joshua Lee, great to see you.
And what
Hope
the
you're doing
arraignment
well.
purposes of the arraignment, and let's go through the whole thing. You're here for a expired plate ticket that was allegedly had on 7/3/2021 at around 4:28 p.m. in the city of Detroit.
Can I ask you a question?
Jefferson and St. Albans. That is a civil infraction that carries a $145 fine. You're here for on the same date and time, there's an allegation that you did not have a drove while license not valid or improper.
Of course, he's here over something minor like driving without a license. Why should I be surprised? Why am I not surprised, rather? Like, besides from Darrell Brooks, we really haven't seen a sovereign citizen in court for a serious offense. It's usually all of this nonsense driving, or as they call it, traveling without a license. And it's usually At most a couple $100 fine most of the time. And the sovereign citizens waste the court's time with this nonsense. I'm starting to think a lot of people had a steady diet of patience in their childhood. That is a fair point, Lurker One. I don't know, blaming the internet is like blaming the SUV and the Darrell Brooks murders. People will always abuse technology. That is a good point. I mean, it's the people behind that are using the technology that are not responsible using it.
That is a misdemeanor offense, punishable by 93 days at the maximum by 93 days in jail and or $500 in fine. On the same day and time, it was an allegation that you did not provide proper insurance. That is a misdemeanor as it's written here, and that is punishable by the maximum possible penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. There's also a warrant for your arrest for an allegation of an improper, not valid driver's license.
Of course, there's a warrant for
The
this arrest.
allegation was made on August the 25th, 2020, at around 3:27 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of southbound Lodge Freeway and Warren. So today is the date and time set for arraignment. You have the option of pleading guilty, not guilty, or standing mute. You stand mute, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. What would you like to do, sir?
I am here under threat, duress, and coercion to demand
You're
that
not
this
here under threat, duress, or
prove some
coercion.
kind of jurisdiction. And until jurisdiction has been proven, we can go no further.
See, at this point, if I was the judge right here, you want me to prove, if I was the judge, I'd be like, well, you want me to prove jurisdiction? All right. 30 days in jail. That's how I'll prove in jurisdiction to you. And you know, he's already repeated himself, so this should be interesting.
I would also like to ask you, is this proceeding taking place under common law?
This proceeding is
Common
taking place
law.
in the
There is a thing called common law, but it's very different than what these sovereign citizens think it means.
accordance to the court rules and the statutory laws of the
Okay,
state of
good.
Michigan.
So I am not a creature of statute. I am not under statutory law. I would
Okay.
demand that this proceeding take place under common law, as I am a live flesh and blood human being, under no authority but that of God.
All right, I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna give you another court date. I don't have any,
All I need
any,
you to do is prove jurisdiction.
you don't tell me what you need me to do, sir. Don't do that. Just let me finish. We
With
can
all
get
due
this over-
respect, the
we
court
can get
must
this over
prove
with.
jurisdiction.
I understand that. We can get this over with quicker rather than later if you let me do my job. I don't, what I was trying to say, you're making your claim and stating your case that the court doesn't have jurisdiction over.
It definitely looks
In
like
order for
that.
me to properly review that and go, it's gotta be done according to the court rules. I need a motion, and I will read that motion.
I have submitted a motion to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction.
I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me, and then I'll give you a motion.
I have a
that-
timestamp copy of this you'd like me to show you.
All right, you gotta submit it to the court. Look at the.
It was
Michigan court.
it was filed by.
You know, I don't think they realize how ridiculous they sound. I mean, they definitely are ridiculous. I mean, but a lot of them just don't know better, and they're getting scammed by paying for this script, thinking it's going to get them out of trouble. Thank you, Ruben Martinez, for the $4.99 super chat. I can never be a judge. I would have chucked my gavel at him by now. Yeah, I can never be a judge either. Just especially dealing with these sovereign citizens, like, nope, they have a lot more patience than I do. And thank you again for the super chat.
by the clerk just 2 days ago. I have a
Okay, well, it hasn't
timestamp
got
copy
to the
of it.
file. It hasn't got to the file. I'm gonna give you another pretrial date of March the 25th, 2022.
I would like to say I do not consent. The court has to prove jurisdiction. I filed that document.
First off, no, they don't have to prove jurisdiction. And second of all, your consent is neither asked for nor required.
A few days ago. Anything short of that is an admission that there is no jurisdiction and we have no further business. We have no contract.
Have a great day, sir. March 25th, 2022. That's up to you. In the meantime, we're on the record with
Oh
Mr.
boy.
Lockhart. And you know, how old are you, sir?
I am 27.
You're 27 years old, and you go ahead and you ask why Miss White is here to represent you. Well, first and foremost,
Why did she claim to represent me and I have no knowledge?
I'll explain to you. First and foremost, she's the House Counsel for this evening. So for this afternoon, she represents anybody who wants her representation as far as helping them to navigate and to defend themselves.
I have never expressed that want to her.
All right, you listen. Why do you talk over people?
Of course he wants to represent
I
himself.
assume we were having a conversation. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
Because of course he studied law at YouTube University, so of course he thinks he's a law expert. He knows way more than the real lawyers who have had years of school and training. In case you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. Yes, I agree, Kacey. That patent of MLK is excellent.
We're trying to have a conversation, but one's got to talk and one's got to listen.
Okay, go ahead.
You asked why Miss White said she represented you. Miss White said she represented you because she didn't know beforehand the position that you were going to take. So she's just merely
quite
doing
an assumption.
her job.
That is quite an assumption. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, by the name that you put up on there, Jamil of the family Lockhart, I wasn't surprised I wasn't surprised the avenue that you were going to take on that. Just by the name.
Recognize
but
where
I can't.
I'm
But she's not going to assume. I don't believe she's going to assume that she's going to treat you any differently than anyone else. And then you said that you didn't want her representation, and she.
Wouldn't you agree that for future reference, it might be better to ascertain that kind of information before she makes that kind of statement for everybody?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
So the assumption is that everyone wants her to speak on their behalf.
Yes, until.
Is that not a rash assumption?
Until they say differently, like you did.
Hey, Shaughn, great to see you.
Well, again,
hope you're doing well, my friend.
You know, this whole time, you know, there's a motion before the court to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction.
Well, there's not a motion.
There's been.
You know, here's the thing. If you're going to file a motion, wouldn't you technically be not acknowledging that the court at that point has jurisdiction? Like, I'm just saying. Sounds like he's acknowledging jurisdiction to me by filing motions.
What has been filed, I have a timestamp copy of it. I can show you that if you need to see it. But
okay,
your clerk
let me
timestamp filed that document.
Let me explain to you. And this is just for your information. You say that you filed it with the court and the clerk down at the window, and I wouldn't disagree.
I agree with that, the
but
Celtic bastard.
When you do your filings, that's why you want to have a judge's copy, and you want to specifically have that copy hand delivered to the judge's chambers. So We don't rely on the court clerks downstairs at the windows to make sure that these files get put into the proper place. You're not gonna make
Who do you
that
rely
assumption.
on
Wait a
for
minute.
that?
You're making, and you're, because you don't want to make that assumption that that file is gonna get into the right, correct file. You don't want to make that assumption. Would you agree?
Hey, Holden, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. When they cross the bar into a courtroom, they acknowledge jurisdiction. And yes, that is also a good point. I agree with you, Slide. The audacity of this kid. I mean, wow, the Dunny Kruger is strong with this one. Indeed, it is. I think I remember that, Ziggy. I'm not sure if there was a video about it or if it was just an article, but I remember hearing something about that. The judge in New Mexico used the you filed it, so you acknowledged my jurisdiction in a felony case a couple of years ago. Anyone that says I don't need an attorney, I know my rights, really does need an attorney. Indeed, they do. I mean, hell, real life lawyers don't even represent themselves if they're in their own legal trouble. Lawyers will hire other lawyers to represent them.
Who do you rely on to make sure that filed documents get into the right place, get into
The person that's filing it, yourself.
So it is not, you're telling me it's not the duty of the clerk to ensure that documents are filed in the case where the judge can view those documents?
I'm just telling you that you want to make sure that the judge gets a copy. And who better to make sure of that is the person who's doing the filing, or the person that's who's doing the filing.
So what on my capacity, that document was sent to the court. It was sent to the court by a notary. So I do have a live witness to attest to that fact. It has also been time-stamped. That was recorded as well. I have checked all my boxes when it comes to notifying the court. I've also given you a demand for your Freedom of Information Act request for your foreign registration statement. And
He's spouting a lot of word salad right now.
The idea or the fact
directly
that
from
you
the
do not
script
have that is an issue. And it would mean that you are committing a crime against me and holding this statutory proceeding and trying to confuse me as a live flesh and blood man, that I am a corporation beholden to the corporation which you represent. And that is my main point here today, is to tell you that I am not under your jurisdiction. I am a live flesh and blood man. You've already stated that this is not a common law proceeding. I am under no law but common law. We have no commercial contract which would enter us into any kind of statutory law.
Okay.
So I fail to see the issue. And there's also no verified complaint with a signed affidavit.
Sir, let me stop you. And I let you put that on the record. I let you put it on the record already. We've already done those things. So I'm going to end it.
What you're committing here is a fraud against the people.
Okay.
He really just said to the judge, "You're committing fraud against the people." No, the judge isn't. Just because you don't agree with the laws that were established by we the people, the government, our elected officials. I mean, just because you disagree with them, your arguments, man, are just ridiculous. And thank you, Anthony. Nice to be back, Mark. I'm happy to see you. My condolences to you as well. Thank you, Anthony. It's good to be back. Yeah, these videos are available online unedited. I mean, this is a live reaction, so you can find these videos unedited if you want to watch it without interruptions.
That's what you're participating in.
Okay. Whatever your position
And
is.
without your foreign registration statement, that's a that's an admission that you are here as a criminal actor.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna end the hearing now.
And I do not consent to
And I'm
any
gonna
further
remove you.
hearings on this issue or this matter. We have no valid contract. We failed to prove jurisdiction. There is no valid claim.
All right, you've
I do
already
not
said
consent.
that, sir. I've already let you make a record, and I don't want you to mention any more because I'm gonna hold you in contempt of court, okay? So I'll let you make your record.
You can do whatever you feel like you need to do. I'm here to tell you that I am not under your jurisdiction.
Like, really, this sovereign citizen is literally talking himself into a free trip to jail right now. You would think he would be smart enough to just quit and avoid that, but as we will see, he definitely isn't smart enough to do that.
All right, have a great day.
It's a fraud on the.
And this is his second
This is the city of
hearing.
Detroit versus Jamil Amir Lockhart, case number SP 121-8061-1, SP 121-8072, counts 1 and 2, SP 124-78, strike that, SP 124-7989, count 1, 2, and 3, and SX 378-296-1, 1. Appearance for the record, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I am Jamil of the family Lockhart. The motions that I filed and the documents that I have filed have all been trying to ascertain the jurisdiction of this court. And I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. And
He doesn't understand the nature and cause of the actions against him. Well, geez, if only there were some expert who does this for a living that could help him. Like, really. They want to represent themselves and then they go and complain that they don't understand what's happening.
I'm trying to
So ridiculous.
understand under what jurisdiction the court intends to proceed. First of all, is this going to be a civil or a criminal action?
Criminal.
Criminal. Okay.
Misdemeanors punishable by 93 days in jail, up to maximum possible penalty, 93 days in jail, and $500 in fine for each of the misdemeanor counts.
Your Honor, the Constitution grants this court 2 criminal jurisdictions. One is criminal jurisdiction under the common law, and one is a criminal jurisdiction under admiralty or military tribunal. From Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution. So in which of these 2 criminal jurisdictions does the court intend to try me?
Sir, this is something, where is your motion, sir?
There's a motion filed there.
I definitely agree with
to
that.
dismiss based on lack of subject matter jurisdiction.
All right, I'm going to deny that motion.
Hey, Mick, great to see you.
Or jury trial if you choose. Which one would you want to have?
Exactly, Kacey. I don't need a lawyer. I know my rights. Also, I don't know what's happening. What do I do? Exactly. I mean, if you're going to play these sovereign citizen games, you can't have it both ways. Like, you either have a lawyer to represent you, or you represent yourself, and if you represent yourself, you're expected to know what the hell is going on. It's really that simple. Just because you're representing yourself, you don't get any special treatment. I agree, Joseph, but this guy definitely digs a hole for himself. He should have fired his third-party intervener.
Okay, Your Honor, under what grounds, what facts and findings and conclusions of law are you denying that motion to dismiss? I'm trying to understand the jurisdiction of the court. You have not disclosed it to me. I'm asking you
to disclose it to you. Check the court rules, sir.
Well, Your Honor, the Sixth Amendment grants me the right to understand the nature and cause of any action brought against me, and it grants you the duty to inform me. So I don't think you would be breaching your oath of office if you were to inform me under which jurisdiction this court intends to proceed. In order for me to intelligently defend myself without an attorney, I need to understand which jurisdiction the court intends to proceed to conduct
We have a very good attorney on the line, Mr. Elwood's area. If you want to speak to him in a breakout room, I can give you that opportunity. Other than that, I'm going to set a bench trial or a jury trial in the matter.
Okay. Please let the record show that I've attempted to understand or to ask what is the jurisdiction of the court is operating under. And it appears that the court is operating under a secret jurisdiction, maybe only known to bar members and licensed
secret
attorneys.
Jurisdiction. He really just said the court's operating under a secret jurisdiction. I gotta say, that's a new one for me. I've never, at least I don't believe I've heard of that one before. This dude doesn't understand his court case like my pet rabbit trying to solve quadratic equations. And exactly, they ask the same question over and over and over again. It's like a parrot. They love hearing themselves talk. Is that like a secret club? Maybe. They probably think there is, knowing these soft sets.
So let the record show that I am trying to understand jurisdiction and nature of cause against me, and the court has denied me that information.
I'm not denying you the information. The information is public information, sir. The information is outlined in the Michigan court rules. You need to read the Michigan court rules, and you can find out jurisdiction. It'll tell you everything about jurisdiction. That's entirely public information. You can go online and type in the court rules. The whole book is ascertainable to you online.
Sir, the Sixth Amendment grants
I'm
you
not required
to inform me of the nature and cause of any action brought against me.
How many times did Brooks say subject matter jurisdiction? I think someone on Reddit calculated it. I can't remember exactly, but I believe Brooks said that phrase, subject matter jurisdiction, approximately around 6,000 times throughout the trial. The secret jurisdiction that is in every courtroom TV show or movie. Watch an episode of Perry Mason or Law and Order.
And right now, you are denying that right.
I'm going to tell you, sir, don't speak over me. You want me to inform you of the nature and cause of the action. You're charged with driving. Drive while license not valid or improper on 7/3/2021 around 4:29 p.m. in the area of Jefferson and St. Albans in the city of Detroit. That's punishable by 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. The other charges, no insurance misdemeanor on the same date and time.
Hey, old Weedskador, great to see you.
Says you're operating a vehicle in that area, of which is a 2011 Jaguar in the city of Detroit, and could not provide or did not have the necessary insurance required on that motor vehicle. That's punishable by 93 days in jail and or $500 in fine. On 9/11/2021 at 2:57 p.m. or thereabouts in the area of Jefferson and Ryapel, you are the allegation is that you were driving the same 2011 Jaguar in the city of Detroit without the proper registration on that vehicle, they're punishable by 93 days in jail and or $500.
Sir, I understand the
The
claim.
maximum possible, don't interrupt me, sir.
Okay, good. I'm sorry.
Really, the audacity of this guy to talk to the judge like that. Okay, bud, sorry. Like, if that was a lawyer that said that, that lawyer would be held in contempt of court right now. Arrogance at its finest right here. And this dude, as we're gonna see, he keeps repeatedly interrupting the judge.
On the same date, 9/11/2021, around 2:57, same date time, it is alleged that you were driving.
Hey,
in that
Jay
area
Bird,
in the city
great
of
to
Detroit,
see you.
Jefferson
Hope you're
Arrive,
doing well, my
We're
friend.
driving of that 2011 Jaguar without a valid driver's license. You drove while license not valid or improper. That's the allegation. And that is punishable by 93 days in jail. The maximum possible penalty, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. And on the same date and time, it is alleged that you were asked to provide proof of insurance on that vehicle, for which the allegation is that you did not provide that insurance, sir. And that penalty for driving an vehicle without the proper insurance is punishable by maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fine. And lastly, it is alleged that on August 25th, 2020, at around 3:27 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of the.
Exactly, Joshua Lee. If he has enough money to own a Jaguar, he should have enough money to pay his fines. But you know how these sovereign citizens are. They want to argue. They love to argue and just make asses of themselves, basically. All of this over basically a couple $100. And you know, it's fine. It's his right to fight it, but if you're going to fight it, hire a real lawyer, somebody that actually knows what the hell they're doing. You know, but these sovereign citizens are too cocky, arrogant, and they think they know the law, so of course they're never going to hire a lawyer. Because they think they know everything.
Lodge Freeway in Warren, sir. You were driving, again, a 2011 Jaguar. These are the allegations. And you were pulled over in the city of Detroit, and you were asked to produce a valid driver's license, for which you could, the allegation is that you could not do so. That the maximum possible penalty for that offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fine. Those are the charges. Do you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Your Honor, I am trying to understand the jurisdiction of this court.
And I
As I said, you told me it was a criminal.
We're already back to the jurisdiction thing. Is that the only thing this guy knows what to argue?
If you read the Michigan court rules, the Michigan court rules will tell you and give you jurisdiction. So they have a copy of the Michigan court rules online or at the public library. I'm sure it is easily ascertainable, and we're not going to keep going down this road, young man. Do you want a bench trial?
So I cannot. I'm asking you a very specific question, and it is this a criminal jurisdiction under common law, or is it a criminal jurisdiction under military tribunal?
Listen.
Really?
It's
really.
to the next person.
Sir, please answer that.
It
can only be one or the other.
You'll leave me no choice but to hold you in contempt. I'm asking you
do it.
A specific question. You're just.
I do not wish to be held in contempt. I am trying to exercise my Sixth Amendment right. I can show you Constitution is exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime, sir.
Sir, the way you speak to the court is via motion. Okay, if you have a motion that I've already denied one of your motions, if you have another motion presented
under what basis? Under what grounds have you?
This guy is just arguing and stalling for the sake of arguing and stalling because he has no idea what to do next. He's already used the jurisdiction argument, and that didn't work out for him, so either he's lost at what to do or he lost the next page in his script. Hey, Mitch Norris, great to see you, my friend. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Hope you're doing well too, my friend.
I have my motions.
It's not my job to explain to you all of the court rules, sir.
So there's
You're
only
gonna
two
represent
jurisdictions
yourself.
which this court
You're
can
gonna be
operate
treated
under.
just like any other, you're gonna be treated just like any other lawyer that comes in this courtroom. Okay? So you have to know the rules.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to seek legal advice or ask you what the rules are. I'm asking you a very specific question. There can only be two jurisdictions under criminal law. And is it under common law or is it admiralty law?
I'm not
And
here.
is there, and where is the
Let's move on.
party
Let's
in
move
this
on.
action in this case?
Hey, Julie. Good to see you. Oh boy, this is where it really gets interesting. Again, the sovereign citizen waited for the end of the docket so he could challenge Judge Perkins on the record. This was a very bad move. This is where it gets interesting.
All right, let's go back on the record for Mr. Jamil Lockhart.
Yes.
All right, so this is the last time I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna continue to go back and forth with you regarding court rules and all that. If you wanna represent yourself, you're gonna be required and you're gonna be held at the same standards as anybody else, lawyer or otherwise, non-lawyer that comes into court. So with that being said, sir, I'm gonna offer you either a trial for this matter. And you have the absolute, let's just set a jury trial. So we don't even have to ask him whether he wants a trial or a jury trial. We'll set him up a trial date. And all of those positions that you have, if you put it in a motion, we'll set a motion hearing date. She needs it on.
I suppose he missed the fact that he's not out at sea, so it's obviously not admiralty law. But it would be funny to see him watch the plank. Oh yes, it would be. That would be hilarious. None of these sophomores know what they are doing when they get in court. They think they can just BS their way through. Like spaghetti on the wall, they keep throwing and hoping something will stick. Couldn't have put it any better myself, Mitch. Perfectly said.
Sir, so if you are setting a motion hearing date, you are doing so without my understanding of the nature and cause of the action against me.
Then hire a lawyer.
I cannot move forward until
what this guy doesn't get is this is a court, not a law school. It's not the judge's responsibility to explain the law to him. If he's represented himself like he says he is, he should know these laws.
Until I have these questions answered. These are basic questions that you are obligated under the Sixth Amendment.
I'm not obligated to answer any of that stuff. I gave you the answer to that stuff by looking in the court rules. You're obligated to know the rules. Sir,
what you mentioned is statutory law. And if we are proceeding under some kind of statutory law, I motion that we dismiss for lack of a sworn complaint or anything signed by injured party. And in fact, where is the injured party Is an
Again, there
officer
doesn't
present,
need to
and
be
who is the
one.
injured party in this case?
There's a thing known such
The
as
officer is
victimless
not required
crimes.
to be present today. It is a pretrial date. I'll hold that dismissal motion in abeyance until the date of trial. If the date of trial, if there's no signed complaint on the date of trial, then we will dismiss by no signed complaint. So I'll give the city an opportunity to come up with a signed complaint. If
I'm
there's
sorry,
no
is the
signed
city,
complaint-
the injured party here?
Yeah, you're here.
You know what? All of us are the
Okay, well,
injured
sir, I move that
parties
we
for having
either
to
dismiss
listen
this
to your
case or move this case to
nonsense.
federal court. If the city is the plaintiff or
Oh
injured
my
party, they
God.
cannot also be the judge and prosecutor.
File a motion on that, sir. If you're saying that I do have a signed complaint for SP 121807.
That is a good point, Gary.
I do have a signed complaint for SX 3782961.
Okay. Well, that brings me back to my original question. Is this a statutory proceeding? Because if there is, there would have to be an international contract or agreement. And I would implore the prosecution to put that agreement on the record and explain how I am party to it.
Listen, young man, you gotta go do your homework.
Hey,
okay?
Elmo, great to see
And
you.
it appears that you're taking this position and you're adamant about this position, and you're free to do that. Now, whether you're gonna win at this position, that's gonna be up to what you say in your brief, and how it relates to the law, and we'll make a decision on that stuff, okay? But at this point, you need to educate yourself, because you seem like a very articulate, educated young man. You need to educate yourself on court rules and procedure. And until you get the procedure proper, until you get it correct, then we can't talk, because we have to be speaking the same language. Okay?
I mean, that's the main thing I'm trying to understand here, sir. Is this a common
So
law criminal
I've
procedure or
I've given you some direction on.
Well, sir, I don't know which rules. If you could tell me where I could find the rules for.
I told you, go to Michigan court rules. They got Michigan court rules.
They have rules for criminal procedure under statutory law.
Yes, very much so.
Could you please direct me to that?
I've already directed you to it. Michigan court rules. There's a book.
He's
that's
just
over
going around in
1,000
circles
pages.
now.
And it'll answer, well, close to 1,000 pages. It has those questions outlined in there. You're expected to know
Are
that.
those Michigan court rules, is that statutory law?
I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you, sir. All I'm gonna do, lastly, she has a valid driver's license.
Exactly, Kacey. The problem is he only knows the court's rules of Fairyland Court. Hey, Patricia Bradshaw, great to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm circles around the drain. I gotta go get a carpet cleaner so I can clean my carpets for what it would cost me to hire someone. I could buy a machine and clean the carpets anytime I need. He thinks he knows more about the law than the judge, and that's his first and last mistake. For his hope, they better be pop-up picture books. Like, otherwise he probably won't be able to comprehend what he's actually reading.
All I'm gonna do lastly is give you the dates that we have. Whatever motions that you have, that's how you speak to the court, through motions. And whatever motions that you have, I will review it. I read all the motions that come across. I check all the law myself. And if you have some law, I would suggest that law that you're
At this
saying that
point,
we
though,
don't.
Your Honor, there is no international contract. I mean, we've asked the prosecutor to produce an international contract that would.
He's just rambling nonsense now. There doesn't need to be any international contracts. Like, dude, you should realize by now that whoever you bought that script from is scamming you. The script doesn't work. It will never work in and it's simply, I have never seen a sovereign citizen win in court based off the merits and them using their script to win. Usually, if a sovereign citizen ever wins in court, it's based off some technicality or something stupid.
Would bind me to this statutory proceeding. And I'm not aware of any contract. In the absence of such contract, I motion that we dismiss this case. I
Denied.
believe what's happening here
You've
is
already made that motion, sir. I've already
yes.
dismissed that motion.
Yeah. And for the
Okay.
record, I
So
would just
in order to, you can move to the circuit court, and you can appeal my decision as it relates to that. But we're not going to keep on going back and forth.
I think we should move this case to federal court, as I stated. If
Of course, he wants it moved to federal court. Anything to get out of this. Like, exactly, dude, you were born here, you live here, you obey the law here, plain and simple. It's really not that complicated. Hey, Kim Crawford, good to see you. Hello, Mark and Mark Bag of Fans. And a few waving emojis. Great to see you, my friend.
the city is the inter-party.
File a motion so I can, on your removal motion. File a motion. I'm gonna give you a date. I'm gonna give you a date where that motion's gonna have to be due. I will entertain that. I'll give the people a date on their response if they choose to respond. And on another date, I will rule on that motion on the final pretrial date. So right now, I'm gonna set dates.
I do not wish to continue or delay this any further. There's been no evidence presented.
Except that's exactly what you're trying to do.
Jurisdiction in this case. This is our
You're
second
trying
time.
to delay
I've
it.
asked for this the first time. And there's been no evidence of any jurisdiction. And I don't understand why, you're insisting on, moving to another court date. And we have not addressed this very basic and fundamental issue of jurisdiction. If it cannot be proven and proven on the record, then this case must be dismissed. Well, I mean, I don't understand why we are delaying this any further.
We don't have to delay it any further. I can put a warrant out for your arrest and you don't have to show up. I mean, you'll have to deal with that then, but at some point, you're gonna have to deal.
Under what grounds, under what basis are you putting a warrant out for my arrest and you
I didn't say I was gonna put a warrant. I said, if you're telling the court that you're not gonna come back to any court dates, then that's up to you. All I can do after that.
What I'm saying, sir, is I don't wish to delay this any further. There has been no proof of jurisdiction. There is no live injured party. I mean, there's a claim that the city of Detroit is an injured party, but I'm not aware of any international agreements or contracts that I've entered into with the city.
Clearly, he doesn't realize that this is a pre-trial here, and this isn't the trial itself. If jurisdiction was his hang-up, how does federal jurisdiction make sense for driving privileges given to states by the Constitution? Exactly. He refuses to use his brain to logic. Just going through the chat, see if I missed anything. All right.
City of Detroit, and the prosecutor can't provide that. And it seems like there's a bias going on here because flat on its face, the prosecutor hasn't even spoken on this issue. And you just insist that we move to another court date. And I don't understand. I mean, your oath of office is to uphold the Constitution. And what I'm asking is
What you're saying in essence, right? What you're saying in essence is that I don't have any authority.
I'm asking you to prove your authority.
Huh?
I'm asking you to prove your authority. I'm trying to understand where your authority.
All right. Your Honor, I want you to prove your authority. Okay, sir. 30 days contempt of court. That's how you prove authority.
Is coming from.
And you're failing. Read the Michigan court rules. Read your statutes. Read the Constitution over again, and you'll find that.
As I said before, I'm not asking you for legal advice or where
to go. And the Michigan Constitution.
You have, if you have a legitimate jurisdiction, I'm asking you, is it a criminal jurisdiction under statutory law, or is it under the common law?
All right, we're gonna give them a trial
and you will
date.
not answer that question.
Well, we'll give them a jury trial date.
Wow.
August the 9th, 2022.
Hey, Darkly, great to see you. Hope you're doing well.
We cannot proceed until I understand the nature and cause of the action against me.
I'm gonna say this one last time to you, sir. Go, and if you want to speak to the court, if you have any objection to the court and these dates, and if you don't feel that these dates are lawful, and if you whatever your claim is that you're stating, you speak to the court through motions. I want that, and those motions that you're entertaining on the record right now, I've dismissed some of them already. I want you to file those motions with the court.
Under no basis.
So that the court can read your motion and make a ruling and give the city attorney an opportunity to respond. If you do it the proper way, you might learn something. But I don't think that the way that you're going, that you're even if they show you documentation like it is in black and white, you're not going to believe that anyway. That's the perception that I'm getting from you. So I'm going to set these dates. It's going to be up to you whether you want to come to these court hearings or not. And if you don't come to the court hearings, the only recourse I have is to issue a warrant for failure to appear. Okay, so
sir, I still have this same question that you
exactly
Kacey. And without that question being understood,
and that's it. I'm done talking about it. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to set a
let the record show that the judge has refused.
Listen, sir, don't interrupt me again. Okay? Don't interrupt me again. Let's set a motion date for.
I do not consent.
Please do not say anything.
It's like talking to
anything else, sir.
It's like talking to a toddler, putting a toddler in timeout. I do not consent. I do not consent. Well, your consent is irrelevant. Like really, those magical words, I do not consent, aren't working out for you. Like, you should just stop with the script and hire someone that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
I know you said.
Sir, I'm exercising my Sixth Amendment right. The Sixth Amendment exercise of an amendment right cannot be converted into a crime, sir.
I'm holding you in contempt of court, sir.
As I stated before, I'm trying to understand the jurisdiction of the court.
I'm not going to deal with you. You're going to jail.
Pursuant to
let's pull out the contempt.
The Sixth Amendment.
Whatever paperwork we need to do and fill it out, we're going to fill it out this time. I'm holding your client. Well, Mr. Berry, you are, I guess, not representing this client because this client is probably. Do you want the representation of a lawyer, sir, at this point now, sir? Because now you're looking at 30 days in the Wayne County Jail. Do you want the representation or not?
Please let the record show that I have attempted to understand the jurisdiction of this court, and this court
He's
has
still going at
refused
it,
me that
even
answer.
after being held in
And
contempt.
apparently, it is a jurisdiction only understood to bar members and licensed attorneys. This is a direct violation of the Constitution.
No, it's not.
And I
You don't know what the
consent.
Constitution
I do not
means.
agree. That's it.
I think I have the contempt book here.
Your Honor, I do not wish to be held in contempt.
It's too late.
I do not wish to be held in contempt. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to continue to interrupt the judge repeatedly, talking over him, thinking you know the laws, but you don't. And now you're really going to say to the judge, Your Honor, I wish I wasn't held in contempt. Like, it's not how it works. It's not how any of this works. Hey, USA, good to see you. How can someone be so stupid and ignorant? That's a good question. I'm not sure. It really is amazing, though. The jurisdiction is also understood by an 8th grade social studies class. Exactly. Hell, even before 8th grade, I don't know, 6th and 5th grade, you have a pretty good understanding if you paid attention in class.
I've merely asked a very basic, simple question, and you have refused to answer it. I feel as though the court is trying to constrain me to an unfair plea in
No,
absence
they
of
aren't.
my understanding of the nature and cause of the action against me.
Oh my god, for the millionth time, if you don't understand the nature and cause, that's what a lawyer is for. Like, he's just spinning around in circles. He really is, too. It's like a parrot on repeat, actually. Hey, Brutal Bob, great to see you.
So did you
Hope you're
receive the
doing well.
documents that I sent you asking for your anti-bribery statement? Hello. Okay.
I'm going to order you to report to the Wayne County Jail today.
I do not accept. I do not understand the nature and cause of the action
Parrot
against
makes
me.
more sense than this jackwagon.
You have told me this is a criminal jurisdiction.
Sir, please don't. I told you don't say. I'm going to ask some more days and keep on.
Hey, Janice
keep on
Farmer,
talking.
great to see you.
You already got 30
Don't
days.
understand,
doing
sir.
well.
I'm adding more if you keep on talking. Please do not say anything else. All right. It says here, after the court determines whether criminal or civil contempt proceedings are appropriate, the court must determine whether the contempt is direct or indirect. If the contempt was committed during its sitting and in the immediate view and presence of the court, the contempt is direct, and the court may summarily make a finding of contempt and punish the contemptor. So I'm determining that this is criminal intent, the contempt. I am determining that it was done during the sitting of the court. We're on the record now. I've asked the young man, Mr. Jamil Lockhart, or as he has on here, Jamil of the family Lockhart, to continually not interrupt. The court is trying to set dates so that Mr. Lockhart's motions, if he wants to, or any of his pleadings can be preserved in writing, so that the court can review those writings, give the opportunity for the
Hopefully
city
they
attorney,
will,
if he
Ravenwingg.
chooses to.
But honestly, I doubt it. Knowing these sovereign citizens and how deep they are down the rabbit hole, especially this guy, it seems like he's down that rabbit hole. He's not going to change. I highly doubt it. And no, he probably won't show up to jail. Most likely not.
Respond, and then the court on the final pretrial date, which I never got a chance to give out, would make a ruling on those. I continually asked Mr. Lockhart to not interrupt the court. I asked Mr. Lockhart, and I've exercised the utmost restraint, in my opinion, with Mr. Lockhart, and telling him that we will have no further conversation about the matter. And the only way that we can speak with the court is through motions. I'm not saying that Mr. Lockhart cannot speak. I'm saying that Mr. Lockhart must speak through the court through motions, and he refused to exercise restraint in his own self, follow the court rules.
He's completely delusional. Like, they'll try and say anything to try and get out of a ticket. And now he's just made things even worse for himself by earning himself 30 days in jail. Oops, sorry about that. I had a macro that kicked in auto-typed. No worries, Gary.
And he refused to obey the order of the court, which was to please not say anything further regarding the matter. He continued.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It happened very fast.
It's happening again right now on the record. It's happening again right now on the record. So those are the reasons.
I'm just
that I
apologizing.
find.
Yep, I noticed that too.
And it just continues to happen. And I'm gonna, now, if you have one more interruption with me, sir, I'm gonna add another 30 days to that. And you're looking at the 60 days, you're gonna get 30 days. Right now, you're gonna get 60 days if you have one more interruption to me. And it will be no early release, okay? And so those are the reasons. The court finds that the contempt was done in the sitting of the court. It was in the immediate view and presence of the court, and that therefore the contempt was direct. So the court rules and statute and law gives me the ability to summarily make a finding of contempt and punish the contempt.
Yep, the judge is completely done with this guy.
You definitely have a right to a lawyer. You have a right to appeal my decision. But that is the decision I'm going to make. And at this point, I'm going to order you to report to the Wayne County Jail. And I'm going to again try and set these dates one more time. I'm going to do this. All right. August the 9th, 2022 is set for a jury trial. We will set motion dates for we'll set a motion date for May 27th.
And you know, I highly doubt he
Motion
actually
is due
reported to jail.
by 5 p.m. You can send those motions to my email address, and you need to properly serve.
Exactly, Gary. This is when gurus who sell these scripts sit back in their chair and say, better you than me, Exactly. And, I mean, this soft-sit should have stopped a long time ago, but he is one of those that really believe in what he's actually saying, I think. Meanwhile, Mr. of the Family Lockhart is probably trying to figure out a way to get a refund for that script that just earned him 30 days. Exactly. And I guarantee you he won't be getting a refund on that script.
As the court rules, are laid out, you need to properly serve the necessary parties. In this case, you need to serve the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office with that motion and the City of Detroit Law Department with that motion. I'm putting my email address in the chat. That's the email address is at 36districtcourt.org. Response to those motions for the people will be due
Yep, he definitely got quiet.
June the 3rd, due by 5 p.m.
It's really funny that, he finally realized his delusional, nonsensical script wasn't working and reality kicked in. I believe the original charge was driving without a driver's license. Of course, because it's always something minor like that.
They too can put their response, if they choose to respond, in my email address, and then we will set a final pretrial date. And where I will rule on those motions on June the 10th. Those dates fine, yes, I got the jury trial. And June the 10th, you need to appear back for a final pretrial date on.
Yep, he turned what would be some fines into 30 days in jail. Way to go, Softsit. Well done.
June the 10th at 8:30 a.m. Let's clear up this. What do I need to do?
You're probably right, Kacey, honestly.
So statutory provisions illustrating the use of court's contempt powers. Courts have inherent power to punish contempt of court. This power cannot be limited by statute, but the legislator may still provide for use of the contempt power in certain situations. The Michigan legislature has enacted numerous statutes providing for the use of the contempt power. The broadest of these statutes, Section 1701 of the revised Judiciary Act, contains provisions illustrative of the uses of the contempt power. The statute states the Supreme Court,
You're probably right, corporate.
Have power to punish by fine or imprisonment or both persons guilty of any neglect or violation of duty or misconduct in all of the following cases. And I'm just going to cite Section A of this as why I'm holding you in contempt: disorderly, contemptuous, or insolent behavior committed during its sitting and in immediate view and presence and directly tending to interrupt its proceedings or impair respect due to its authority. Okay, so that's what we'll put down there. Disorderly and contemptuous behavior in sitting in immediate view, presence of everyone, and in directly intending to interrupt its proceedings or impair the respect due to its authority. It's going to be ordered that you report today by 5 p.m. to the Wayne County Jail. And I'm ordering that you do 30 days in the Wayne County Jail.
But he doesn't consent to that.
You have a right to appeal this order, and I gave you the dates that the next court hearing will be had for motions due, responses due, the jury trial date, and the final pretrial date. Sir, do you have any further questions?
I just want to make sure I can speak without being held in contempt or.
Yep, gotta love it.
Yes, you may speak. I asked you, do you have any further questions, sir?
Thank you. Your Honor, I would just like to tell you, man to man, that
That's
it
true,
was
Kacey.
not my intent to be in contempt. It's never been my goal. I try to do everything in accordance with the law. As you can see, I have filed documents. I filed motions. I've requested information from the court, all in a desperate effort to wrap my head around the proceedings and what's going on here today. And I'm sorry if I may have gotten frustrated and not being able to understand the nature and cause and action against me. But just again, that was not my intention. I look forward to handling this as amicably as possible.
Yep,
I
he's
think that
definitely
the
backpedaling.
record will show, I think that the prosecutor will agree that there is no international contract to which I'm tied under statutory jurisdiction.
Thank you, Patricia Bradshaw, for being a member for 9 months. I appreciate your support. Thank you, my friend. Seeing if I missed anything else. Doesn't look like it.
And I would love to see it. I would love to see that evidence. But also, we covered the fact that the city is the injured party or the plaintiff. And this would be an improper.
He's still going for it.
Anyway, but I appreciate your advice on handling that and moving forward with motions. I will be doing that. But again, this thing of contempt, it's just, as one man to another, trying to understand and stand on my constitutional rights and exercising them. And I feel today, as what's happened is my pursuit in doing that has somehow been converted into a crime against me, which is a tragedy. And
they always try and play
in anyone's eyes.
You, sir, are the victim of your own stupidity. It's really that simple. You decided to run your mouth, decided to keep interrupting, and you won a stupid prize for doing that.
So I cannot consent to moving forward because I still do not understand the nature and cause against me. And I will be communicating in writing, and maybe, someone can give that to me in writing. And we can go from there.
All right. And the court has heard all of what I respect the fact that you're trying to use the system and you're trying to operate by your understanding of the system. And the court is not trying to impair you in any type of way to present any claims that you may have. I continually refer you to the Michigan court rules, the Michigan Constitution, the United States Constitution, You want to find jurisdiction, you want to challenge jurisdiction. And I told you, if you want to challenge that, you're free to do that. The court is never going to impair anybody to challenge any of the allegations that are held that are brought against them. But there is a procedure, and whether you want to, you got to play by the rules, sir. And whether you accept the rules or not, that's not going to change the rules and the stuff that has been codified and the stuff that has been litigated and argued for over 2 centuries. The rules are not going to change for your position. Now, I asked you to continue not say anything. I tried, and I appreciate the fact that you want to I don't know what position you're really taking or where you're getting all this stuff from. And I asked you to put that stuff in motion. But when I asked you to please be quiet, please, I give you ample time to speak. I have not impaired your ability to put what's on the record, but you continually say the same thing over and over. And then when I ask you to please be quiet, and when I tell you that I'm going to hold you in contempt, if you're not quiet and you continually go over and over and disobey what the court is trying to say, then I have left with no other option to do what I've already done. So you have an absolute right to an attorney. I gave you Mr. Very, 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 very good attorney. Now, whether you want to listen to his advice or not, you have him there at your disposal. Other than that, sir, I don't know what to do for you.
Okay.
So I'm ordering
I
you,
think,
I'm
yeah,
ordering you to report to the Wayne County Jail by 5 p.m.
And he's
today.
still trying to
It
interrupt.
just happened so fast, sir. I mean, I think we.
Well,
and
maybe
there's
you
a
may learn
frustration
something
that
from
built
this.
up.
Maybe you may learn something from this, and that 30 days will give you an opportunity to go read
I love how
and
the judge is
educate
scandal
yourself
on him.
on how this works. I got other people that are taking the same position as you, and I've afforded them the same exact opportunity as you have. And they did not do what you did today. They're holding fast on their position, and that's fine. I respect that. But I don't respect you interrupting me. And it seems that you really need an education on how this stuff works. And I'm going to give you one today. Now, Mr. Berry, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Elwood S. Berry, Jr., P28880, on behalf of this defendant.
Now, do you want to speak with Mr. Berry in a breakout room, sir, or not?
No, with all due respect, Your Honor, yeah, I have the right to represent myself in my own person.
Exactly, Kacey.
And that
Well
is
said.
what I intend to do after having understood the nature and cause of the action against me.
Okay. Well, I've given you, we've gone over all the natures and causes. We've gone over the maximum possible penalty for these offenses. I gave you an opportunity to speak with how and explain to you how the court hears your representations. You can choose to file those representations or not. But in the meantime, I'm going to order you now. I gave you the dates. I'm going to order you now to report to the Wayne County Jail by 5 p.m. today. Do those 30 days. All right.
I do not consent.
All right. Very well.
Your
If
consent
there's nothing
is
further,
irrelevant.
sir, have a very good day.
You too.
So, Lockhart eventually retained the services of a public defender. After serving his sentence for contempt, his lawyers handled the rest of his cases, and there were no further appearances in front of Judge Perkins. So maybe he did learn after all. And yes, he did accept jurisdiction. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like, At least he was smart enough to realize, though, after he served his 30 days, that this stuff doesn't work. Well, hopefully he realized it. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we eventually see him again for something stupid, like driving without a license, no insurance, or registration. So apparently, yes, it does look like he learned, at least for now. Just going through the chat. I'm actually pretty surprised he showed up and reported to jail, honestly. I figured he would completely ignore that and just end up getting a warrant for his arrest. I'm willing to bet he blamed it not working on the judge, and he still believes this BS. He probably does. I mean, he probably still listens to sovereign citizens and is trying to see if he can pull it off again in the future. Wouldn't surprise me. But with how far the rabbit hole he has gone, I think we will see him again down the road. Yep, me too. So I do have another video today, and this is probably going to be the final video. I know only 2 videos today, but still trying to get back into the swing of things, you know. And this video has been making the rounds, so you all probably have seen this video before. This sovereign citizen is convinced that laws don't apply to her. And this video is from Body Cam Files, so be sure to give them a like and subscribe.
Young lady, Officer Banks, Golf Breeze Police Department. I'm pulling you over. You're doing 54 and a 35.
Thank you, Lurker1, for the $5 super chat. Thanks for doing this, and thank you, my friend. Just wanted to start getting back into the swing of things, you know. Gonna try and work on some videos either later tonight or tomorrow. Try and slowly to get back to a more regular schedule. So thank you for your super chat.
Reason for that speed tonight?
Where's the 35?
Before you got off the bridge, and as soon as you came off the bridge, all this is 35.
I was going 40, I thought.
Nope. You got your license, registration, proof of insurance.
You don't have to have a license to drive a car.
Yes, you do.
You do not.
15-7, 41 with me. Ma'am, step out the vehicle. Step out the vehicle.
Am I
You're
about a crime?
yeah, you are being detained right now. Step out the vehicle, young lady.
I know my rights.
Either you step out the vehicle, or I will remove you from the vehicle.
I know my rights, says someone that doesn't know her rights at all. And you'll see why, if somehow you haven't seen this video already.
I know my rights.
15-7, sovereign supervisor. Sovereign
No. I forgot the cop directly calls her out on it. And 10-4, we have a sovereign citizen. This cop knows the script.
Did you hear what I said? You need to get a supervisor out here right now.
No, you need to step out the vehicle right now. Young lady, step out the vehicle. Step out the vehicle. Last time I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to make you step out the
You're
vehicle.
going to get me a supervisor out here right now.
No, you're going to step out the vehicle right
And
now.
talk to the supervisor at jail.
Supervisor out here right now.
That's fine.
I know my rights.
What right is that?
I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a car. I am not. This is not a commercial vehicle.
Okay.
I
Irrelevant.
know my rights
Okay.
very well.
That's what you want to stick with?
Call a supervisor right
Okay.
now.
All right.
Right now.
Or else what?
I know my rights.
If I don't call a supervisor, or else what?
I guess we're not going to go anywhere then.
Okay. So just hold it for me and go and give me the channel.
You need to get a supervisor out here
Yeah, our channel 1B1033.
that can educate you on what the law is.
Okay. He could educate me on what the law is. What?
They always try taking control of the situation, but this cop definitely isn't having any of it. This cop is P. Barnes level.
So do you have an ID or you have a driver's license?
No, I don't have a driver's license on me.
Okay. Do you have one issued to you?
In Mississippi.
In Mississippi. So why would you need a driver's license to drive on the road if you don't need a license?
That was years ago.
Oh, so what year is this?
What year was the ID issued?
2997.
That's your supervisor.
You hope it is?
I really do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
What is your name and badge number?
I already told you my name. It's Officer Banks.
And what is your badge number?
It's Officer Banks.
There we go. Name and badge number.
Are you failing to give me your driver's
I
license?
don't have to give you a driver's license to drive a car. This is not a commercial vehicle.
Okay.
I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
Okay.
I have all the laws back here.
You know, maybe she's right. Maybe she doesn't need a license to drive a car, you know, or drive a motor vehicle. Maybe she's right if she was in the land of make-believe. But here in reality, you need a driver's license. It's really as simple as that.
Okay. So you're not going to give me a driver's license?
I'm not going to give you a driver's license. I don't have to give you a driver's license.
Okay.
I'm traveling. I don't have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle.
Okay. In what state is that?
Any state. It's common law, natural law,
Okay.
constitutional law.
Okay.
You need to get a supervisor out here.
I do?
Yes.
Okay. So
I am
what law?
requesting your supervisor.
So just like I'm requesting your driver's license.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle.
Okay. Sorry, Turner. A, she won't identify. She won't produce a driver's license.
It's all in the
58.
script.
Okay, I do not have to have a driver's license to drive.
That's where they get it from.
Let my officer speak first, then I'll speak to you.
Her vehicle stopped for speeding. 54 and 35 coming off the bridge. She asked me where the speed limit was, saying that is before she got off the bridge. She actually did a U-turn. We were in the 35 zone. We pull over here. I introduced myself. I said, any reason why we're driving this fast? And I said, you got your license. She immediately goes into, I don't need a license to drive the vehicle.
Okay.
And they said, I am traveling.
Okay. So you do need a license to drive the vehicle. And you do have to identify yourself to these officers.
I do not have to have a license to drive a vehicle.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Well, you're wrong, but okay.
I know common law, natural
I don't
law,
care about common law.
constitutional
You're in the
I
state
know
of
you
Florida.
don't.
You're in the
You're
state of
canon
Florida.
law.
You're in the state of
It doesn't
Florida.
matter.
Canon law? The hell is canon law? Oh boy.
In what state
It
I'm
does
in.
matter.
I'm in the U.S.
It does matter. So you better hope the information you gave us comes back as to being you. So at this point in time, I need you to shut the vehicle off and step out of the car.
I'm not getting out of the vehicle.
You're going to get out of the car.
I haven't been suspected of a crime.
You are being legally stopped on a traffic stop. You are not being
This is a Terry
cooperative.
stop.
It is not a Terry stop.
What
Trust
crime
me,
am
I know the
committing?
difference. You were speeding.
I know common
Turn the
law, but
vehicle
not
off and get out of the
common
car.
sense.
Out of the car now. Undo the
Let me
seatbelt.
turn the vehicle off.
Turn it off now.
Officer Schaefer, unbuckle her. So that's it.
Put all that down.
Step out, turn around, face away from me. Turn around, face away.
Turn
from me.
I
around.
do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
do
makes
not.
Well,
sense.
then you can tell that to the judge if you end
Of
up going
course,
to jail.
I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle. I have all the laws right there.
I
in the
don't
back
care
of my
what I don't
car.
care what laws you say you
I
have.
know that you don't care because you're
Then
you're
you-
supposed
then
to be a
you-
police
Then
officer.
you should
a
know
peace
that
officer.
this is that you should know that this conversation's over then.
right because you don't care about the
Oh,
law.
this
You
cop.
don't care
Why
about
can't all
our
cops
rights.
be like this guy?
That's the problem.
Like, this cop is excellent.
Have a seat.
Hey,
I
Sally
need to
Skull.
call-
Have a
Good
seat.
to
I need to
see
call
you.
somebody. Yes, I do.
You're doing
You
well.
call somebody from Santa Rosa County Jail.
Excuse me?
You call somebody from Santa Rosa County Jail, you're under arrest.
I live right down there.
Where's your ID?
All right, let me bring that up. There it is. Thank you, Ravenwingg, for being a member for 10 months. Wow, it's already been that long. She's traveling to jail. LOL. Indeed, she is. And thank you for your continued support over these 10 months, my friend. I really appreciate it.
ID out of, or your license out of.
Mississippi.
I just thought you didn't have one. You just
Sir,
said you don't need one.
This is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
Th-
We're not
yes,
going
it
to play
is.
any of these games with you tonight.
It's not a game. This is my rights as a,
It's not
as a
your rights.
citizen.
It's not your right.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You're in the state of Florida. The state of Florida requires you to have a driver's
No,
license to operate a motor vehicle.
Sir, it doesn't matter what state I'm in.
See, that's your problem is you say it doesn't matter, but it does.
I have
In
the
this country,
laws in
it
my
does.
car.
I don't care about what laws you say
Sir,
you have.
You should care about the
I
laws and the
don't,
rights
but
of citizens. You're a
We
peace
know your
officer.
rights. We know your rights.
No, you
You
don't.
don't
I
know your rights.
Yes,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
Yes, I do.
Because if you knew your rights, you knew or you would know and should know that you must have a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle. And if I find out that if I find out that you are not giving us the right information to identify
the
you,
right information. Why would I do that? I'm trying to use my rights as a legal citizen. Why would I
you do that? Well, you would do that because you don't have a valid driver's license.
I don't have a valid driver's license. I don't have to have a valid driver's license.
You do.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Then we'll let the judge determine that.
We will let the you can't arrest me. I haven't done anything wrong.
We can arrest you.
No, you can't.
If you don't have a valid driver's license, we most certainly can.
Can I please call my
No,
mother?
You cannot.
Why?
Because you don't need to call you. Are you an adult?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then why
And
do you need to
never
call
go
you?
full sunset,
To
no
come
matter
and get me
what.
from jail since I'm being
Never
illegally
go full
detained.
You will be able to call her once you get there.
Can I at least lock my car?
We will make sure it is secure.
What are you gonna do with my car?
Probably tow it
Why?
because
You know, I've never noticed that, so you just said that, Darkly Noon. He does sound a little bit like Steve Wilkos. Interesting. Hey, Granger Renfrew. Great to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well.
you are driving without a license.
I don't have to have a license to drive. That is commercial
Yes, you
driving.
do.
It is not commercial driving.
Yes, it is.
Love how he just slams the door.
Ma'am, I'm telling you right now.
Pissed
No.
off.
Stop. I'm telling you, didn't piss us off.
I
Okay.
obviously have because y'all are
No.
detaining me illegally.
No, you're being arrested. Is what's happened. And you have not pissed us off. We are doing our job.
No,
Whether you
you're
agree or not doesn't matter. It's a
You
mute
take
point.
orders from the top. You don't know the laws and the rights. Law is
We do.
canon law.
We do.
Sergeant Turner.
And in this country, what laws do we follow?
Canon law. Y'all follow canon law. We follow
The rest
natural
of
law.
Who is
common
we?
law.
Who is we? Who's we? Tell me who we is.
Police officers.
No,
not
police
peace
officers. We are police officers. We're not peace officers. We're police officers.
She needs to call her mom. If I were acting that dumb, the last person I would call is my mom. She'd get a big wooden spoon, even though she is 73. Yes, she is, Granger. She is down that rabbit hole. Yep, cat-in-law. That was my reaction when I first heard her say that.
Yes, I know that now.
So then your argument just needs to stop and you just need to sit there quietly.
Sergeant Turner, please
Yes.
just let me go home.
No,
Why?
because you do not have a valid driver's license and you have done nothing but give my officers a hard time during this entire
Try
ordeal.
and tell you that I have rights.
You don't know your rights,
I haven't
clearly.
been ugly to y'all. I haven't yelled at you.
You
or
have
ran
not
away.
been cooperative.
I haven't been cooperative. In what?
Not
Silent?
at all.
Just go with it.
No, just be honest.
Sergeant, please.
You don't have a license.
Okay, I'll never drive again.
Yes, you will, because you believe you don't have to have a license.
I'll go get a driver's license tomorrow.
Well, wait a minute. Now you're telling me that you'll go get a license,
Because you're
but
telling
yet
me
you
that I have no
believe
choice.
you don't. That's correct. You have no choice.
Sergeant Turner,
So
please
this
just
is
let
the
me go home.
this is the road that's being taken, and this is what's going to happen. You failed to appear on a court appearance for what was it, expired license? So your Mississippi driver's license is expired.
Oh, that's not a
Okay?
surprise.
And the registration.
expired
So
license
you had a
and
court date that you
registration.
missed. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
You don't, or you choose not to?
No, sir. I would not lie to you. I don't lie. I do not remember that.
Okay, well, you do have a warrant out of Santa Rosa County. So
We're
regardless,
in Santa Rosa County.
you're in Santa Rosa County. Do you not know where you live?
I just moved here. My
When?
mother lives on High Point.
When did you move here?
About 2 months ago from Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Okay, so if you've been living there for 2 months, by 2 months you should start to be a little bit familiar, I would think, with where you actually are living at. And, she said that she would never lie. We all heard that excuse before. Of course she's lying. Just like there's probably nothing in her vehicle. Try not to spoil anything.
Okay. And you don't know what county you live in now after 2 months.
I don't. That's not something I use often. What county I live in.
Okay. Well, you are going to jail tonight.
Well, thank you, Sergeant Turner.
You're welcome.
I don't lie. I break numerous laws, but I don't
I
lie.
can do that too. I can stare at you.
You know that you are doing the wrong thing.
Nope, I
Y'all
know.
could let me go and handle my warrant tomorrow.
No.
That's not how that works. Like, that isn't how that works. Like, they're just not going to let you go.
We can't.
Right, because y'all have something to prove.
I don't have anything to prove. My officer certainly doesn't have anything to prove. But what
Can I
we
please
want
just
you
call
to
my mother?
understand is there are laws that you have to follow. Whether you agree with them or not is a moot point. Because if you choose not to follow them and you continue to act like this and do this, you're just going to constantly be going to jail. Is that what you really want?
I'm not acting like or doing anything like.
You told us that you don't have to have a driver's license to drive. And clearly you do.
Can I please call my
No,
mother?
you will be able to call your mother from the jail.
Please let me go ahead and call her
No.
so she can head there.
No.
She's sleeping. Please.
By the time you get booked in and everything, it'll be early enough in the morning. You can
Lady, you're a grown adult. Take care of your own problems. Like, you're responsible for your own legal issues, not your mother. And of course, like all soft-sits basically, this person has never grown up.
call her and she'll probably be getting up.
This is gonna take
So what?
hours.
It's not going to take hours, but it's going to take some
Sergeant
time.
Turner, please. Can you just
The
do me
answer
that
is
some-
no.
This cop is so awesome.
You got
This
some
is
more.
how all cops should be
I'm not
towards
worried about
sovereign
my crime.
citizens.
I know. You're one of those.
No, you know what I'm actually worried about? People like
You're
you
actually worried
who
about
think that
meeting your
laws
quota.
don't. No, there is no.
That is a good question, Ziggy. Is her mom down the rabbit hole, or do we feel sorry for her? I would hope to think that she's not down the rabbit hole, and that we would feel sorry for her having to deal with her sovereign citizen daughter. But you never know. I mean, sometimes soft-sits do, get this stuff from their parents, so you never know.
Quota.
There
It's
are
people
laws
like
that
you
don't
who
matter.
believe that laws don't pertain to them. And that's just
They
not
don't.
the case.
They don't.
Then enjoy spending a lifetime in and out of jail, because
I've
that is
never
what
been
will
to jail.
happen.
Though it won't actually.
If you continue to act like this and do this, it will.
I'm not acting like anything.
Then
I'm
I
telling
would
you
suggest
that what
moving
my
back to
rights are.
Mississippi.
I'm not moving back to Mississippi.
Then if
either.
you stay living here and driving a car without getting a valid driver's license, that is what is going to happen.
You do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle. I've already been through roadblocks with state troopers with this.
Then they're not very good state troopers.
Yes, they are, because they know their rights. And they
No,
know the law.
no. If they let you through with this garbage, they're not.
But officer, the state troopers let me do this. And you know why they probably let her, do this, recite the script and get away with it because they probably had more important things to do. They didn't want to listen to her. And, some cops are bad cops, but this officer in this video is doing his job correctly, and she's upset because of that. She's upset that this officer won't let her travel freely, and she's upset because she's going to jail. The script didn't work on this officer, that's for sure.
This is not garbage.
It's garbage.
Have you done any research into it?
More than you will ever know.
Okay,
You're not
well,
the
then you
first
would know
one.
It's not garbage.
You're not the first person I've run across that thinks this way. And,
yeah, I know.
And
we're a
those
problem right
those
now.
other people went to jail too.
Good.
It's not
It
good.
doesn't change
It shouldn't
the fact
happen.
that I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle. I do not. I'm not a commercial driver. I'm not driving people around. I'm traveling. That is considered a part of my home. And I do not have to have a driver's license to drive a vehicle.
I suppose you don't have to have a registration either.
No.
Your tag's expired.
Okay. You know who I am. You run my tag.
So here's what I am curious about. Because you're right. I do want to know more. Is that your car?
Yes, that's my
So
car.
you're the registered owner of that car.
Yes.
So at one point it had a valid tag and registration.
Right. Because if I rode around without any tag, that would just be asking you for trouble.
So instead, you're okay just riding around with an illegal expired tag.
It's not illegal.
So you're basically masking the fact that you don't believe the laws apply to you.
I have to do whatever I have, run through these hoops that y'all put us through just to get by.
You mean these? Yes. Where's the gun in the car?
Oh, I forgot about this part.
There's no gun in the car.
There seems to be ammo.
The gun.
And here's what I'll say about this. In my opinion, sovereign citizens are the last people in the world that should ever have any type of firearm.
It's in a pawn shop.
When did you pawn it?
Hey Ed, great to see you.
Like 2 months ago.
So why are you still just carrying around ammo?
I didn't know that ammo was in there. What's wrong with carrying around ammo?
Of course, that's always going to be a common excuse. Officer, I didn't know that was in there. Like,
what can I do without a gun?
Nothing. All right, is wrong with it. But if there's ammo, normally there's a gun. And since the vehicle's being towed, we want to keep the gun in safekeeping.
the substance later tests positive for cocaine.
15 golf breeze.
It just goes from
Usually you sit
bad
the warrant.
to
Stand by.
worse to more worse for
Excuse me.
this officer.
Give me your full name. Give me your full name. Look at me. Give me your full name. Give me your full name. Drugs inside the vehicle. You are under arrest now for possession of felony narcotics.
I didn't give y'all permission to search my vehicle either.
Your vehicle's being towed. We're inventorying.
Also, they don't need your permission once you're under arrest. They can legally search the vehicle because that vehicle is going to be going to a tow yard, so they kind of have to search it so they know what's in the car. Just going through the chat. All right.
We're not searching it.
Yes, you are. You're searching my vehicle.
You say that our laws don't matter to you, so what does it matter?
Obviously, I don't have any laws right now.
No, there's plenty of laws. You're just breaking them.
I don't have to mind laws that aren't valid.
And I actually, a couple of weeks back, I did work on creating some bingo cards, so I'm planning on streaming Monday unless something comes up. So maybe that's when we'll introduce them and play some soft sit bingo. So today I just wanted to hang out and relax. Really wasn't in the mood to run a bingo game. But maybe that's what we'll do on Monday.
They're valid laws.
They are not valid laws.
The United States and the state of Florida seem to think they are.
The United States has a constitution that we fall under.
Right.
Statutes, mandates, codes.
So
none of that matters.
So under our constitution, it still gives the state governments the right to govern themselves, correct?
That's right. And the sheriff has all the power.
That's right.
That's right.
The sheriff does. He is
Yes,
head law
He's
enforcement
not
officer.
part of NATO. He's not part of the Council on
I'm
Foreign
not.
Relations.
I'm not part of NATO either.
Well, you take orders from the top.
Nope, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You know who I take my orders from? My chief of police.
Exactly. And he takes orders from the top.
Who's the top?
You want me to give him one name? I mean, that would be impossible.
I don't know who the top is.
I know, because you haven't done research.
I guess I'm just an ignorant cop.
Nope, you said that. I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you're implying.
No, I didn't imply things.
And stop implying that I only take orders from the top. Fair enough?
You do take orders from the top. That's how it works.
Afraid not.
Oh, it doesn't. I'll just make up your own. Yeah, I know that's what y'all doing right now.
No, you make up your own.
I don't. I know the Constitution. I've learned it.
I know the Constitution too. I also know that the states have the right to govern
Constitution
themselves.
has been turned into shit.
Oh, and I'm sure you're the expert.
Yeah.
You're not.
I have rights and I live in America.
Correct. But you
And I
decide
don't-
which laws
I
to
don't
follow.
take orders from anybody
Nobody's giving you
except
orders.
God.
Nobody's giving you orders.
Obviously, you are right now.
No,
You're
right
going
now,
to jail.
because
an order.
you violated Florida state
I
law.
violated a law that someone made up that's not legal.
The Constitution was made up.
It doesn't matter if you think the law isn't legal. If it's a law, you can't just pick and choose which laws you want to follow. Like if you break a law, you're going to end up going to jail.
Yeah.
By people.
Yeah. And God.
Those same people put laws into place even back then.
Our Constitution was changed in 1776 and in 1871.
I don't think it was changed in 1776.
It was written in 1776
Ah, there we go.
and it was changed in 1871
I'll have to take your word on that one
because you haven't done the research.
because I don't need to.
Right. Because you know everything.
I don't know anything, but I do know my job. And I know my
Yeah,
officers know their job.
You know the orders that you're supposed to do.
No, I just know that you
Y'all
have
take
to have a
money from
driver's
the
license.
people in the community.
We
Y'all
don't
should
t-
be helping the people.
We do help.
No, you don't.
We do.
You
You don't know anything.
pickpocket everybody.
You don't know anything about us.
I do.
To sit there
I
and
do.
say that I don't help anyone, that my officers over there don't help anyone.
Y'all aren't helping me right now.
You're not helping yourself because you choose to not get a valid driver's
That's
license.
totally changing.
You're just playing a victim.
I'm not playing a victim.
That's what you
Yes,
do.
you are.
I'm not
And
a
the cop
victim.
is
I'm not
exactly
I
right.
hate that mentality.
You're playing the
Then why are
victim.
you playing all these excuses as to you don't need a driver's
It's not
license?
an excuse. I have the laws in that car. That's why I ride around with them.
Why? To
I have the
educate
book of the Constitution in
to
there.
educate people like me?
I don't think that you're interested in learning anything.
I don't
that
think
you're
you-
very stubborn.
I don't think you know anything about me to even get to make that comment.
What, my opinion is that.
I know you got charges,
That's
but
fine.
that warrant is.
So she was charged with possession of cocaine. That's a felony charge, and misdemeanor DUI, influence of alcohol or drugs, and operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. And again, thank you to Bodycam Files for that video. Be sure to go subscribe to them. Alright, guys. I think that's where we are going to wrap it up for today's stream. We have just been streaming for 2 hours now. So I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Ruben Martinez. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, for the $4.99 super chat and the $5 super chat from Lurker1. And I want to thank all of my members for your incredible support, as always. And I do want to say thank you to everyone that's reached out to me over these last couple of weeks during this tough time. I appreciate all your messages, thoughts, and prayers. I do appreciate them. So, yeah, I'm going to try to either make some videos either tonight or the weekends at some point, or some point before the weekend, rather. Do at this time plan on streaming on Monday. And yeah, I believe Miss Mandy is going to start streaming in a moment. If you want to go watch her stream, be sure to head over there. I'll leave the link in chat. And yeah, thank you all again, as always, for all of your support. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.